Now that you had a good sophomore campaign, you had the opportunity to train over the winter, over the spring. Now, what is your mindset and goal about playing football at Central, and also your upcoming junior season and all that talent you guys had that
Well,
year?
again, we really were working hard in the off season. I mean, from that loss to Crown Point my sophomore year, I think we was really focused on getting back to playing football. So we worked real hard during the off season, and I can remember just that summer we was training before the season, being out in the parking lot, out there by the weight room, and had some track guys. You know, me and Royce ran track, and
Yeah.
Brian Hudson, they had just graduated that year, and Keno Holloway had just came
Keenan
off the
Holloway,
state
yeah.
championship in the hurdles, and they used to still run out there with us, in the summertime when we was training, and every once in a while the coaches would get into. We had, Coach Tom, Coach Richards, Coach Peterson, and some of the other coaches. They were still young at that time, so they used to, participate in some of the athletic stuff with us. I don't know if they didn't probably do a lot of running.
Yeah.
They didn't probably do a lot of running with us, but I mean, we were working hard. Like I said, we had those weight meets. We was running real hard. Big Rob had, just got a scholarship to go to Nebraska, so we knew that, we were around some Division I players, and it was time to get it together and, follow the scheme that, the coaches was trying to, put in place for us and
Gotcha.
get together.
How much of an impact was Rob Smith going to Nebraska have on you guys? Was it pressure? Was it opportunity?
It was huge. I mean, in my opinion, it was huge to see Big Rob get that scholarship to go to Nebraska. I mean, at that time, Nebraska was like the number one, number two team, like in and out every year. And it's like, well, you seeing and playing next to this guy every day, you know what I mean, for a few months, and still working out with him in the weight room, and it's like, he's good at what he do, but it's like he's not superhuman. If he can do it, we can do it too.
Yeah.
Because we seeing him every day, and we doing the same things that he doing every day. So it's like, yeah, why not us? A lot of us can go, to that same level. But I was very happy for him. I think it was big excitement in Central when he got that scholarship to go to Nebraska for sure.
Yeah. Now your junior year was a great year, a special year for the East Chicago Central program, and to this day, it's still the marquee season that we all hear about. You guys went 10-1 that year. Just give us some feedback on that entire season, and give us some moments in that season that benefited you as a player and also the team.
Well, I mean, as far as for me, they had me starting out at corner. At least that first game we played Lake Central, and again, Lake Central was a powerhouse in the area at that time. I don't know if they still are, but at that time they was a powerhouse in the area, and I remember being real hot. A lot of guys cramping up that game. It was at Central, but we beat them, and that was like a big hurdle that we need to get over as a program, because the year before that, and I keep on going back to my sophomore year, we lost to them out there at Lake Central, and it was just big. That first game was big, and I can't remember the score. For some reason, I remember 35 to something, but that same game is when I made the transition from corner to free safety. They put Pachi back at corner and moved me to free safety, and again, Royce was the strong safety and Clune was the other corner. But the Lake Central game, the Crown Point game, our homecoming game, to me, I can remember being a shootout. I can remember Ping and Royce having having a big game. That game, the defense having a big game. The Maryville game, I think that was the second round of the sectionals.
That was a big game at Central.
Oh yeah, huge game. I think we may have been third, or they would have been fourth, or fourth and third. I know we were back to back in the rankings, and they had some guys over there that had big names, but their biggest name player, he didn't play that game.
Yeah, Jamel
Williams.
Yeah.
He didn't play that game that we played him at Central, and so, I mean, I don't know. I think we would have beat them without Jamel, but I think it would have been a much closer game because he was that good of an athlete.
Yeah.
That it definitely would have been a much closer a game, I believe. But I mean, we were gonna pull it out, no doubt about it. So those are just some of the games that season that were, highlight games. Then we lost to Crown Point. That's a game that
What happened?
you don't want to consider a highlight.
What happened?
And we lost.
Because
pretty much, we lost the game.
conspiracy.
No, I don't believe it was conspiracy at all. I believe when we beat them homecoming at Central, I believe we kind of had a chip on our shoulder. I mean, like with any sport, when you beat somebody, even in a boxing match, whatever, you feel, you kind of go in not as prepared as you did the first time, and then we finally got over that hump. We beat Crown Point just like we got over that hump. We beat Lake Central earlier that year. I just think we didn't go into that game wanting to win as much as we did that first game when we beat them at home at Crown Point. I mean, when we beat them at home at Central. Excuse me.
I went to the game. I was there. I was cold, but I was there.
Yeah.
The field was icy.
Yeah.
It didn't snow that hard. It wasn't that much sleet for the field to be completely icy like that. Do you feel like they purposely iced the field so they can have an advantage? I heard the other team were wearing spikes when y'all was wearing, some guys was wearing gym shoes for grip, other guys was wearing cleats. I'm just throwing out a lot of evidence that I've been hearing. So do you feel like it was a setup?
I don't believe it was a setup, and I would hate to even think that in high school at that level that it would be a setup. I just believe we just lost the game and things happen. I don't know if Mother Nature made that feel like that. That was the last thing on my mind, was to think that they would intentionally do something like that. We in high school, and I'm thinking we're gonna go out there and win, and we wanted to see like Mishawaka Penn that next game. So I think a combination, we was looking past Crown Point at the same time too, because we had just beat Maryville the week before.
Yeah.
I think it's a few things, but I think it comes down to team. I really do believe it comes down to team. All those other conditions, we had such a far superior athletic team than Crown Point that year, that no matter what the conditions was, I think we still should have been able to pull it out, because we were in some tight games that year that we pulled out. So we were trained to be able to win tight games, and I mean, we just didn't win them all, and we lost it when it really mattered.
Give us the feeling on that bus, and on that bus leaving Crown Point, that short long drive. I call it the short long drive to EC, and also being in the locker room, man. Give us that feeling that day.
Man, bro, it was shocking. I mean, just to even look, I think at halftime of that game, we tried to regroup. I think we went into halftime, if I can remember, losing, and we had that confidence that we were just going to come back. And right after halftime, I think they broke a long kickoff return back and got in good field position. But it was just sad. It was a numb feeling. It was really numb that we had lost. Because we had some close games that we pulled out, but just to lose, and then you knew you didn't have another game to play.
Yeah.
After that was tough. It was like, like what just happened?
Wow.
It's like a dream, like what just happened, but you knew whatever just happened, you couldn't do nothing to fix it. And that was the terrible feeling about it. The seniors and stuff, Royce Love, Ping, Tom Lukowski, almost our whole team. It was only 3 juniors starting that time, and that was me, Royce, and Ted. So everybody else, we was losing all them, and we knew we weren't going to be playing together, again like that. And it was tough. It was a long ride, like you say, a long short ride. It was a long ride back, and it was cold. And we grouped up again once we got into the field house, once we got back to Central, and a lot of guys got into their emotions and broke down. But that was understanding, because we had a good thing, and but it was sad. It was sad, definitely.